Hey, Austin here with Hope to Cope, checking in today to remind you that you are a miracle and you have a purpose. So everything around us all the time is teaching us and inviting us to learn. The question is, are we paying attention? Are you listening to what's being taught to you? So this morning I went out for my run, like I've been doing, trying to make that a daily habit. So I've been going every day now for several weeks, couple months now, and I was about a mile in, and then the sides of my calves just really started hurting and were kind of cramping up and just really painful. And so I started walking for a little bit, and then I was looking at my feet, how I walked. And for me, my feet point outwards. So my left foot points to the left, my right foot points to the right. And I've been that way since I was a kid. And so I started to think, well, maybe it really is because of how I run and how my feet are. Maybe that's why my calves hurt as the way they do. So maybe there really is something wrong with me. And then I went along this line with there's something wrong with me. And I noticed the thought. And I wondered, how long have I been holding on to that thought? Because is it possible that that's actually not the case and that my feet are just the way they are, just like my eyes? So I went to the eye doctor, and the eye doctor said, this is just the way your eyes are. And so I've got these glasses now that help me see more clearly. But there's nothing wrong with my eyes. I don't have a disease. But the way my eyes were built gave me an opportunity to learn and have this experience where I got glasses that for me has been a powerful experience. And I'm sure I'm going to remember that moment for the entirety of my existence, as I remember that moment and that lesson that I learned in that moment. And so I started to think with my feet, well, what if my feet are actually perfect? What if there's nothing wrong with them? And that's how they're designed. And it's that way for a purpose to teach me a lesson. And so what if we are imperfectly perfect? What if all of those things are there to help us learn and grow, which is what I believe this life is all about. This life is about learning and growing and gaining experience. And so what if we have all these things put into us to help us learn and grow? And so what if there is nothing wrong with me, but I've just had a belief that there's something wrong with me? What does that belief that there's something wrong with me cost me in my life? So I started to go back throughout my life. There was a period of time in middle school where I transitioned with friends. I struggled with some friends, and I felt like I was being picked on, I was being bullied, I was being left out of things. And I remember looking in the mirror when I was in 7th grade and just looking at myself and going, Austin, what's wrong with you? And so there's that question again. There must be something wrong with me. And so then I look back further. Maybe the reason why I worked so hard in school, maybe why I tried to get so much approval from my teachers and other adults in my life, is because if I got their approval, then maybe that was proof that I was okay. And so maybe I overcompensated because of this fear or this belief that there's something wrong with me. And so I was looking for this external validation to help me feel okay. So then I went back even further, and I remember a breakthrough that I did with my mom, where as we were going through the breakthrough, she had a memory come up of her when she was just born, and she was born premature. She was born a couple months early, and so she spent a lot of time in the hospital. And this memory that came up was she saw this little red baby and this thought that there's something wrong with me. And she's kept that with her up into her 50s when we did this breakthrough. And throughout her life, there's always been some medical issues or some health issues, and they're very rare and random, but this belief has been there that there's something wrong with me. And so we did that breakthrough with her. And so that came up for me, and I was like, okay, let's look at my birth. And so we go back. This is a story that I've heard many, many times from my parents recounted, is that my birth was not typical. It wasn't like a natural just birth that happened, which, I mean, it was natural, but I was too big, so I wasn't coming out. So they tried to pull me out with forceps, and they did all these things trying to get me out, to the point where eventually they ended up having to cut my mother to help get me out. And so that was the first experience. And then I was really sick, had spinal meningitis, and with that, the doctors didn't notice it right away. And so my mom at one point said, there's something off. His cry's a little weird. And then eventually a doctor came and looked at me and said, and then just moved me. And they life flighted me to a primary children's hospital. And the doctors gave my parents, they said he has a 50-50 chance of living. And so I went through that experience, and my body struggling to live. And so maybe I did create a belief in that moment that there's something wrong with me. And what if all this time there was nothing wrong with me, and that all of this was perfect and meant to teach me and grow me? But because of that belief, it led me into middle school years where I was afraid. I believed that there was something wrong with me. That then pushed other people away, or helped them have a difficult time connecting with me, because I felt that there was something wrong with me. And if there's something wrong with me, I'm seeing myself in that light. And so some other people feel that block. And if there's something wrong with me, why would anybody else want to spend time with me? And so what if me, with my perspective and my beliefs, actually influenced my friends in middle school to distance themselves from me because of the way I perceived myself? And so my belief created the world around me. And what if, because I have that belief that there's something wrong with me, that's why it's taking me so long in my journey to live my calling, and why people are having a hard time connecting with me, is because I've had a belief that there's something wrong with me. Maybe that's why I don't have 1,000 subscribers right here on YouTube right now. Maybe that's why I'm not having more people come to my events. Or maybe that's why I'm not actually advertising effectively for my events, because I'm sabotaging myself, because I'm afraid that other people will see that there's something wrong with me. And then that will bring it to light, and then maybe make it even more true. And so I was going through this whole breakthrough process while I'm on my run. And so in the breakthrough process, the important thing is to identify what's one thing that's not working for you. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is I felt like this was a profound experience for me today, and I wanted to share it with you too, because you might be feeling that way as well. You might feel like there's something wrong with you, that there's something different about you. And that's why I'm sharing my experience with you, because we're all connected and we all have these opportunities to help us learn and grow. And so in a breakthrough, you identify what's not serving you, and then you turn it around. So if this belief isn't serving me, that there's something wrong with me, then what's the truth? What's a belief that would serve me better? And we've talked about this, right? That thoughts are vehicles that take us to places we want to go. So if we identify a thought that's not taking us to where we want to go, we can change that. And so this belief that there's something wrong with me has cost me. It's potentially cost me millions of dollars, and that millions of dollars represents lives that I could have connected with, blessed, and served, but I didn't go there because I felt like there's something wrong with me. So there's a cost. And so identify that and then say, okay, well, what would serve me better? Well, it would serve me better to believe that I'm whole, that I'm okay, that I'm a blessing, and I add value to other people's lives, that I'm a miracle. You see, I'm here every single day and I tell you that you're a miracle and you have a purpose. But what if that's my message because that's been my mess? is that I haven't felt like I'm a miracle. I felt like there's something wrong with me, that I don't fit in, that I don't belong. And so as I turn that around and say, I'm okay, I'm a miracle. I, Austin, am a miracle. And there's a lot of things that are right with me. And I'm a blessing. And I'm whole. And I'm perfect. Try those thoughts on for yourself. What would that do for you if you believed that you were okay? That you are a miracle? That you belong? That you add value to other people's lives? That you're perfect? What would that do for you to actually believe that? For me, it's freeing. And it's allowing me to connect with you at a deeper level today. And I want to continue to reinforce this idea in my life and in your life as we move forward. That you're okay. I'm okay. And our journeys are perfect. And we're in this experience together so that we can help each other learn and grow and become who we were born to be. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thanks for allowing me to open myself up and share some of my journey with you. I hope that it helps, because that's my intent. And so if this message today was for you, go and like this video. If you know someone that could benefit from this, please share it with them. Subscribe to this channel. Click the bell so that you can be notified when I have new videos that come out, because I'm putting a new video out every day. And I've started adding some shorts as well. And so it gives you some opportunities to share these if they don't have time. Like, this is a long video. I haven't done a video like this in quite some time. Usually they're 3 minutes or less, and then the shorts are less than a minute. But those are things that you can do to share and help others as we move forward together. So thank you. Thank you for spending this time with me. I see you, and I look forward to being with you again soon.